Welcome back. Hope you guys are having a good day today. As always, no matter what you're doing, no matter what you're going through, find your peace. It's very important. You're the only one that could do it for yourself. The kingdom is within. If you're not happy, if you're not having a good day, if you're allowing something, some other energy to affect your peace, change it. You have that power. When we understand that and we know who we really are and start walking in that authority, it's it's powerful. It's a good place to be. It is the heaven on earth that Jesus described. Um, it could be accessed here and now if you want it. So can hell. Some of you are going through hell. You know, I'm here to. That's why I'm here to share the truth with you guys and let you know that you can change your reality very quickly as soon as you change your mind, change your heart. Stop seeing the way you see yourself in there, see it differently, and your life will be different. That's the power we have, and that's why I'm making these videos, man. I want to show you guys the truth. I want to share who you really are, and proof is in the pudding. You ain't got to take my word for it, man. Put these things into practice and watch what happens. Your life will change very quickly. Um, on that note, this one, like I said, I've been looking forward to doing these videos right here because I've always known that my life story is unique. You know what I'm saying? It needs to be shared for sure. But I never understood the depth of it until I raised my consciousness and frequencies and was able to see things as a whole. And every single part, every single person, every single experience has led to the whole, and I'm thankful for it. Um, that's what true healing is. When you can get to the point where you just accept it all your failures, every single thing, and be like, wow, I've learned so much from that, and it's made me the person that I am. And I like the person that I am. There it is right there. That's healing right there. Get to that place where you like yourself, love yourself. The key is love. So I've been wanting to do these story time videos, and that's what I'm going to call them. That's what the segment's going to be called. And it's just personal experience, man, and it's powerful. And I know every time I've shared my testimony, every time I've uh, heard someone else's testimony, that's how we really learn, is through. That's why the Bible speaks like that, through personal people, because that's the way that we learn. We identify with that individual and we say, oh, I get it, damn, that reminds me of when I did this. And you see what I'm saying? That's how this works. So the testimonies and the one-on-one, the personal. And I was wondering, should I start my channel like this, just getting more personal with you guys, or should it be just giving some wisdom, some knowledge, showing you who you really are? And I decided to go with let's just hit them with a bang, tell you the truth right out the gates, and let you know, and then we can go from there, because that we got to start there, right? So on that note, story time. Um, this one is about my dog Zoey. Crazy. I've always been a dog dude. I grew up with German Shepherds. When I was in the game, uh, hustling and all that stuff, I was breeding pit bulls. Not in a bad way, no Michael Vick. I was making special dogs, part of a dog show. Shout out to my boy Ernie Pena, Knock 'em Out Kennels. We had very, very beautiful special dogs. 2500 UKC, purple ribbon, you know what I'm saying? I mean, special dogs. So, anyways, I don't know why I got caught up on that. Uh, so I always had dogs in my life. Um, got done breeding after kind of found God and all that stuff, found Jesus, and it was just like, you know what, I don't want to be putting all these. So my heart got touched seeing all the animal shelters, all the puppies in the animal shelters that just get abandoned, and it broke my heart, man. And I don't want to contribute to that anymore. Um, but I did want to get some German shepherds, you know, get back in the game. So I got a couple German shepherds, Ryder and Luna. I'll share some pictures. Uh, got into a situation. I was in my home for when I was a hustler, again, when I was breeding these dogs. I had 2 acres. You know, I had a 5-bedroom home, 2 acres, 3-car garage, really big house. I was there for 16 years. You know, that's the one place that I lived the longest in my entire life. Because when me and my sister and when we were growing up, and I'll get into that, I'm gonna tell that whole story. But we moved. Me and my sister were the new kid in school 24 different times. Can you believe? Can you imagine that? Right? I mean, that was basically any military kid can imagine it. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, don't want to get off track here. Uh, so I had this home for 16 years. Loved it. It was home. It was the longest I'd ever been anywhere in my life. So it was my home. Um, it's where I found Christ, where I left Christ. I was in that home the whole time. You know what I'm saying? Um, when I learned, I say left. I don't mean left Christ. I take that back immediately because that following Christ, and I want to establish this. This is important. Learning who Christ was through Christianity and following me keep on seeing Christ in these other religions. That's what's led me on my journey is following Yeshua and learning who he is and what his teachings are. That that's what my life and what my growth is all attributed to is Yeshua. So when I say I'm not a Christian, because I'm not, right? I don't agree with the God that they believe in, the whole system, the way that they portray Yeshua, any of that, the blood sacrifice, none of it. But yet following Yeshua and his actual teachings, which he was teaching us, that the kingdom is within, that when you have seen me, you have seen the Father. Uh, the if thine eye be single, then the whole body will be filled with light. Right? What is the whole of the law? Love the Lord your God, love your neighbor as you love yourself. Love, love, love. Right? Forgiveness. Forgave them all. Non-judgment. You know, the woman who was getting stoned. He's like, if any of you guys can do it with no sin, throw the first stone. None of them did it. He didn't either. You know, it's non-judgment. People think, oh, it's righteous judgment. We can judge right. That is not Christ, man. Christ is unconditional love, connection with source, seeing every single individual as a piece of the whole. That is Christ consciousness, unity consciousness. That's what he came to teach us. That's what I'm sharing with you. So if you think that I have left Christ, but so anyways, I guess that needed to come out because I want you guys to know that. But anyways, on my journey, I found Christ in that home, and I was coming into my new understanding of Yeshua. I was leaving the church, and uh, I'll get into that. That will be one of these stories. I want to stick to this story on Zoe, but anyway, so when I was really realizing my manifestation powers and the power that we have to create, right? And I was coming into that because in Christianity, that's all witchcraft and sorcery and New Age, name it and claim it, right? They're afraid of everything, and so I never experienced the manifestation was a bad word, but I was finally learning, um, and I was like, okay, yeah, you know, I want a new house, you know, I want a new car, I want to experience new things, you know. Well, all of a sudden, um, within 2 months, of really finding out what I really wanted and kind of uh, believing in it, my landlord calls up, like I said, after being there for 16 years, and oh, we're going to sell the home. That's when the prices in Denver just skyrocketed, and everyone was selling, making a fortune off their homes. So yeah, he's like, oh, if you could do it in 30 days, I'll give you a little extra. It's like, so it took me 60 days. I was kind of in a hustle. I had 16 years of my life, 2 acres of land, went to try to find a home. I'm paying double what I was paying for that place for half the land, right? Go to this. It was an incredibly tough move. But it was a nicer home, right? But the location was not nice. It was right neighbor on top of neighbor, and my backyard was this alley with just nothing but tweakers and homeless people going up and down all night, and 5 different businesses right in back of me. One of which was the busiest dog grooming place I've ever seen, a AA place that they had like 10 meetings a day. I mean, just lots and lots of traffic. And my German shepherds, which I had my German shepherds, we're going crazy. So they ended up accidentally. I didn't want them to do it. You know what I'm saying? Because I was staying on top of it. Luna went into heat, and I was Ryder didn't know what he was doing. Right? There was like she wasn't letting him get close. I was like, okay, we're good. Nothing's gonna happen here. I come out of the shower one morning to this screech, this scream, and Ryder somehow got her, right? Um, and so I ended up having a litter of puppies there. 10 beautiful German Shepherd puppies. What a gift they were. Um, every single person I made sure were special homes, and to this day they all are still there. And very, very special litter. One puppy, my friend um, and his wife from Rhode Island, I was like, you guys definitely got to get one. I know what kind of heart they have and what kind of people they are and how they are with their animals. And his wife picked out a little girl, and so I was holding her the entire time. And when it came time for me to sell, it was just her and her little sister. After getting rid of all 10, 5 males, 5 females. After getting rid of all of them, I was actually 6 and 4. Excuse me. I had the 2 females left, got rid of the final one, and it was just the little girl that I was taking to my friends out in Rhode Island. I was planning on driving out there and hanging out with them for a little bit and taking them the puppy. Well, he had been working at home since COVID time, and all of a sudden they're like, "Oh, we need you to come back in." So he wasn't going to be at home to be able to take care of the dog, and they backed out of it. And I'm like, and I had already had her and everything, and Luna really, like, she didn't want to lose. She wanted to keep one of her babies. I could tell she did. And Zoe was just a perfect fit with them. They were already accepted her into the pack. And I was like, you know what? Let me just keep her. It was a bad decision. I already knew that my landlord didn't want me to have 3 dogs. And I shouldn't have kept her. But man, she touched my heart. And I could tell that the pack wanted her. Luna wanted to keep her baby with her, and I was like, you know what? We'll make the pack stronger here. So I kept her. Long story short, I get into it with my neighbor. My dog did this house. So I created the house, but I wasn't very specific, I guess. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. Uh, but it was tough. It was a very tough process, and so I didn't want to be there. We ended up staying there 2 years. We're going on our 3rd year. The neighbor, me and him had a pretty big issue. He was throwing these rags over with like gas and shit on it. So I confronted him, and we almost got into a fight. This dude was crazy. Straight crazy dude. Used to carry a gun on him and shit. Just nuts. Calling me the N word and shit because I guess how I dress and shit. Whatever. This dude, me and him got into some serious shit. It never escalated. But so that's the kind of neighbor I had. It was just a tough situation. My landlord comes over because I had an issue with one of the sub pump, and so he's coming over dealing with that, and I'm getting ready to the lease is coming up, and I basically talked him into giving me a third year there, even though I didn't want to be there. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, man, still not really financially in the best position. You know, like I might as well just do another year here. Didn't want to move. You know, the moving is still have a ton of shit. Basically, we agreed on one more year. I'm going into that third year. I'm waiting to let my dogs out of the kennel because he doesn't know I have 3 dogs, right? So I kind of kept them hidden when he was there. And 30 minutes go by and his truck's still out front. And I'm like, what is going on here? Because I need to let the dogs out. All of a sudden, the phone rings and it's him. Hey, Darren, can you come out here? I've been out here talking with your neighbor. I said, oh, really? Okay. So I go out there and he's like, oh, yeah, he tells me that you had 3 dogs here the entire time. Your lease says you can only have 2. I'm like, yeah, I do, man. You know, I'm not going to lie. I do. I told them the situation. My friends were going to take it. They didn't end up taking it. And yeah, I still have her. And so he's like, well, gave me a written thing right there. And he's like, you got 10 days and da 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 to either get rid of the dog or find a new place. So I go from having another year to my neighbor talking to this dude and getting the rug swept right out from under my feet. You got to find a new place to live. 10 days. I'm like, obviously I didn't have 10 days. He hit me up after that 10 days and said, okay, you got another 17 days. And if you can get rid of the dog, on and on. So I'm like, all right, what do I do? I probably need to get rid of the dog, right? I mean, it's tough to find a place and all that, you know. I mean, I wasn't financially in a place to do it, you know. So I was like, all right. So I put an ad on Craigslist. I got multiple calls. There was one lady who said that, how long is this video? I'm just going to tell the story. I don't even care. She was getting ready to move to North Carolina on 15 acres with her sister, and her mom. They already had she had the pictures and all that stuff. And she's like, I want a companion. I want a friend, you know? So we had worked out a deal for Zoe. She lived in Sterling, Colorado, which is about 2 hours away from where I was at the time. And so she came and I let Zoe meet her and all that stuff. We did it like 3 different times where she came. I took her to a park and Zoe was very uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? She was a daddy's girl. Even at my house, you know, she was always attached to me at the hip when anybody would come over. But so it was like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and do it. I kind of am in a position I need to do it. I didn't want to do it. Right? I didn't want to lose my baby girl. I love her. I could tell how attached to me she was. I knew it was going to be tough on her. I didn't want to put her through that. But I was like, okay, man, I think it's the right thing to do. So I did it. I liked the lady who was I was giving her to. She was cool, you know, and it was like, all right. So I let her take her. About 5 hours go by, I get a phone call. It's her. And I'm thinking, you know, she's going to tell me about how good Zoe's doing and all that, right? I'm like, how's it going? Oh, it's going. I never even got her in the house. I said, what? Yeah, I never even got her in the house. I was going to bring her in and she jumped out of my arms and just took off, and we were looking for her and I had a whole bunch of people trying to find her, and we had her cornered and we called animal control. They can't help, and she's gone. I don't know where she's at. what? It's night already. It's like freaking 7 o'clock already at night. You know what I'm saying? She's like, I posted an ad on Facebook on Sterling Cares, Colorado, and uh, we you know. So she did all that, and the next morning, I'm having a hard time sleeping. I wake up 6 a.m. in the morning. You know what I'm saying? I call, and I'm calling the animal control, and he's like, "Oh yeah, she posted an ad on Sterling Cares, and lots of people have been seeing her. I should have her." I was like, "Okay, I don't know if she's going to come to anybody but me. Do you think I should come down there?" And he's like, "Oh no, I'll probably have her." Well, I don't know, man. I couldn't just. I knew that she would only come to me, so I drive down there, and 2 hours away, first thing in the morning, and I'm meet up with the animal control guy. I go to the house. The house is unfortunately not what she said. She told me she had a backyard, and she didn't even have a backyard. She had a little like not even a patio back there. You know, that was connected to the next. It was not what she said that it was going to be. And so I was like, okay, I gotta get Zoe. I gotta take her back home. You know what I'm saying? This is. So I'm looking with the animal control. We get a call. It's not her. I'm looking. I'm driving throughout the place all day where people had seen her. I spent the entire day there. Nothing, you know. And it was like, okay, I'm gonna head back home. I was thinking someone probably grabbed her. All right, this is a beautiful full-blooded German Shepherd. Like I was thinking someone got her. The woman who I had given her to, she was like, I don't think anybody got her because she would not come to us. We I don't think she's gonna come to anybody but you. And I was like, I same here, you know. But the fact I didn't see her all day, I was like, someone got her. The next morning, I wake up at like 6 a.m. and on the post that she had made, it's talking about how uh, someone just saw her. They snapped a picture of her, and there she was. And I was like, okay, there she is, man. I'm going. And I just got up and took off again. Another so same deal. 2 hour drive. As I'm on my way there, and so backtrack just a little bit. When I was on my way home, the first night, I was tearing up, man. I mean, I'm like, did I just send my little girl to the wolves? Because if no one's going to get her, and it's out there in Sterling, Colorado, and there's all these, coyotes and all this. I mean, the places I was looking for, there's deer jumping out. I mean, it's a wooded area, and it's like, man, did I just send my innocent little baby girl, to the I was broken, man. Um, so I'm driving home, and I called my friend Fran, who has experience um, doing the dog stuff. You know, that's what she does, man. They take reservations and stuff, and they know how to trap dogs and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? That need health care. So I'm like, okay, maybe we need to go to this route. So I'm calling her, and she's like, I'm like, I think someone probably got her, and she's like, yeah, yeah. I was like, but if I see something tomorrow on that post where someone says that they saw her, I'm going back, and I'm staying there until I get her. I'm gonna stay the night there. I'm staying there until I get her, right? If someone sees her, I'm staying there till I get her. And Fran was like, okay, well, I got something to do in the morning, but as soon as that's done, I'll head out to Sterling as well, right? And she's like, I got this, that, and the other. She was telling me all these tricks we could use and how put a cage and the food in the cage, all kinds of different stuff. So I'm like, okay, we're gonna get her. I kept visualizing in my head that night. I'm gonna get her. I'm gonna get her. If I see her, you know what I'm saying. If someone sends a post, I'm going there and I'm gonna get her. 6 a.m. comes and I see that post of the picture of her, and I was like, okay, it's on. I'm going to get her, right? And I left, and that was the only thing. So as I'm driving, I made a post on that Sterling Cares, Colorado, with all the people. I'm like, hey, there's someone else made a post about her. Um, I I'm on my way. If we could just get eyes on her, I know that she'll come to me. I know that she will come to me. So I all these people are responding. We get I call the animal control friends on the way. The other lady who I gave to, Zoe to, or who took Zoe, she also was ready to help look. So just got everybody. We're gonna find her. We're gonna find her. We're gonna find her. I go to the place. She's not there, but as I'm every single person, because it's real early in the morning. Every person that comes, I'm like, hey, did you see her? Hey, did you see her? Hey, did you see her? I stopped about 10 people. Most of them like, yeah, I saw her yesterday. Actually, yeah. So I kept on getting all these leads. So I'm like, okay, she's here, man. It was in a different area than I was looking the day before. It was in the more factory area because there was a train track. If you know Sterling, there's this train track, and then there's like all the factories, and then it gets into the residential. I was thinking she was residential. I guess she was closer by the river out in the factory area. So I'm like, okay, so I'm doing, following every single lead, talking to every single person. There was this one street where I'm driving, there's these big old tank towers or whatever, water towers. There were these dudes working out there. It was all muddy. I drive past them and something inside said, man, go talk to them. And I was like, it's all muddy. I already passed. And it was like, go talk to them. I was like, all right, man. So I turned around. I go back there. I'm walking through the mud to get to them. They got this compressor on. They can't even hear me. The dude, you could tell he's annoyed. He comes walking like, huh? I was like, hey, man, have you guys seen a little German Shepherd around here? Actually, you know what? I did see some tracks back here. And let me take you to the lady because she saw her yesterday. So he walks me up to the front desk. The lady, this trailer in this middle of the all these, this factory, big old, I don't even know what it was, man. And she's like, yeah, I did see her. I was going to put some food out for her. And I was like, man, I gave her my number. It's like, if you see her, call me immediately, you know. Um, I went to the very next place, and there was this woman who, her and her husband were just now going in. So I was like, all right, I might as well ask them too. And they're like, no, we haven't seen her, but let me get my daughter on it, and we'll see. She'll put the word out, you know. This is what she does. And I was like, all right, cool. And then I'm going to the third one, and I see this, or to the third business on this street, the end of the street. It's just all on this one street. And there was this lady cleaning, vacuuming out her car. She too had a business there. So I went and hollered at her, and she's like, you know what? I did see her yesterday over by the river over there, and kind of where I was earlier in the morning, but by this car dealership and this mobile home park. So I went there. Okay. I gave all three of these people my number. I went there. I'm looking. I go back to like basically the closest spot where she started, where she left, and I just kind of started backtracking and following the river. I kept on going back to where the river, because I knew she'd probably be close to that. I get a call when I'm walking around this lake. I'm halfway through the lake. It took me 20 minutes just to get to that pot. So I was like 20 minutes away from the car when I get this call. It's the second woman that I saw, the one that said her daughter. She had some ranch, like this ranch thing, but she said two of her hands on the ranch had just now seen her running on the highway, like 10 minutes away from where, or maybe even 15 minutes away from where she had been. I had been looking, and I was thinking that she was. So I hurry up. I run to the car. I get in there. Right this time, now what is it? The vet, not the vet, but the people, the Humane Society people. There, he gets there, and so I'm like, okay, we just got a call. So he's going. We're looking all over the place. No, I mean, it's all these farms, you know what I'm saying, and just giant fields. So I'd be able to see. And I mean, I did a good 20-mile radius, you know what I'm saying? and she was not there. She was nowhere to be found. And I had help from the Humane Society guy. Couldn't find her. All of a sudden, as I'm driving back, I get a call from the first lady, the one who was at the that I turned around and talked to the dude, and the front desk lady. She calls me. She goes, "She's running through my field right now, and through my lot right now." I'm like, "Okay." So I freaking start driving. And I tell the Humane Society guys behind me, I'm like, "Dude, I was hauling it." I get another call from the third girl, the one that was out there vacuuming her car, and she's like, "She's right in front of me right now." Da, da, da. And I'm like, "Okay, I'm 2 minutes away." I freaking get there. She's like, she went that way. So I had the Humane Society guys start walking through the field where she was going, and I drove my car around. And the whole time I was telling myself, I'm gonna run into her. I'm gonna run into her. She's gonna cross my path. Is exactly what I was saying. And I kept visualizing, she's gonna cross my path. She's gonna cross my path. She's gonna cross my path. She crossed my path. I'm sorry, I looked at the time. It's already 31 minutes, man. These videos get long quick. I might have to do a part 2 on this. Um, she, I went back all the way where I thought she was gonna go, right? Like trying to cut her off. And sure as shit, man, there she went right over these railroad tracks, and I couldn't go. So I jump out, and I'm like, she's gonna come to me. As soon as I call her, she's gonna come to me. I jump out. I'm like, "Zoe, girl." She stops and she looks at me, but everyone, because on the people had been seeing her, and we told them their name. They had been calling her and trying to get her to come, and she just wouldn't come to anybody. So she took off again, and I was like, man, and I couldn't follow her because of this dip on these train tracks in the middle of it was like, there's no way I'm going to ruin my car if I go over this. So I had to turn around. It took me literally about 5 minutes to get back, and there was a street, and I had a kind of a good feeling about this street already, but I never went down it for some reason. So I'm like, okay, there it is. So I went all the way down that street. It was like, because I saw her, she went, and then she like went left. So she didn't get all the way to that street, and I knew that street was where she did not cross. So I was like, okay. So I went to there to the train tracks, and I was walking back to where I saw her go. She was, as I get out of the car and I'm walking down to her, I hear something in the back of me, and I turn around, and there she is. And she looks at the car, and she looks at me, she looks at the car, and she comes to me, man, peeing and whining and whimpering, like scared shitless. But she came to me. I picked her up, man. I put her in the back of the car. The lady who called me, the third one that was cleaning out the car, she's like, "Did you just get her?" Because she saw me put her in the car. I was like, "I did. I can't believe it. I did." Because, man, we were going on 2 days, like 3 nights, or well, yeah, 3 nights, 2 days. I mean, it was at the point she needed to be found. You know what I'm saying? It was getting dangerous. They went and talked to the Humane Society guy, snapped a couple pictures of her. The lady's like, "Oh, she got ticks on her eyes." She ended up she was infested with ticks, man. Took her back to the place, the lady that bought her. I was like, it's, you kind of were a little bit not honest about the way that the backyard is and everything. I think I'm going to go ahead and take her back. And she's like, "Yeah, I'm going to get a puppy." And I was like, "Good idea." So, and I'm still friends with her. Everything works out for a reason, you know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, I call my friend Fran. She's halfway there. I'm like, "Hey, turn around. I got her." So we got her, man. We manifested finding her. Okay. But like I said, I'm going to do part 2 here. And I'm going to explain why this was so important. I'm going to explain, because this is just the very tippy tip of the iceberg here, of how this dog sparked my manifestation powers and showed me what I could do. Pressure will either bust you at the seams, or it will create a diamond. I've always been that individual who, under the pressure, I shine. You know what I'm saying? And I do turn into a diamond under that. So that's what's created. But anyway, so we're going to get into it on the next one. I don't want this to be too long. It's already 35 minutes. Talk to you soon.